In this book, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins shares his life story and teaches you how to turn pain, struggle, and hardship into unstoppable motivation and mental toughness. He calls it the callous mind. The book combines memoir with life lessons, showing how anyone can push past limits and achieve greatness. Let's dive into this powerful book. Imagine you're 24 years old, completely out of shape, stuck in a job you hate, and every night you collapse on the couch with a milkshake and a pity party, only working for living hand to mouth. You look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back. Then one night, while scrolling through TV channels, you see a Navy SEAL recruitment video, and something clicks. That was the moment David Goggins decided to completely reinvent himself. Working as a pest controller, 300 pounds weight, he had 3 months to lose over 100 pounds to even qualify for SEAL training. Everyone told him it was impossible, but he didn't care. He ran on broken legs, studied while exhausted, and embraced a level of pain most people run from. What followed was a complete transformation. Goggins went from being an overweight, depressed exterminator to a Navy SEAL ultra-endurance athlete, world record holder, and mental toughness icon. In his powerful memoir, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins shares exactly how he did it, and how you can too. This isn't just a motivational story. It's a blueprint for building discipline, mental toughness, and unlocking the 60% of potential you're not using. Let's break it down, so you walk away not just inspired, but armed with tools to rewire your mind and level up your life. David Goggins begins by telling us about his childhood. Growing up in a violent household, his father was abusive, and their home life was full of fear. David, his brother, and mother lived in constant trauma. His early school years were filled with racism, bullying, and feelings of being less than everyone else. He struggled with learning and self-worth, but this life sets the stage. Despite everything, he would refuse to be a victim. He introduces the idea that pain, when faced and overcome, becomes fuel for greatness. Key takeaway is you can't control where you start, but you can decide where you go. Then David speaks about the lies we tell ourselves to avoid discomfort. He admits he was overweight, lazy, and trapped in his own mental cage. When he saw a Navy SEAL training documentary, something clicked. He realized he needed to take control of his life. But to do that, he had to first face the brutal truth about himself. He introduces the accountability mirror technique. Every night, look in the mirror and write down your weaknesses, then fix them. Key takeaway here is stop lying to yourself. Growth begins with honest self-reflection. David describes his transformation from a 300-pound pest control worker to someone who was about to enter Navy SEAL training. This wasn't easy. He failed multiple times, was rejected, and even broke down physically and mentally. But he refused to quit. He created a plan, disciplined himself, and pushed through. He introduces the 40% rule here. When you think you're done, you're only 40% into your potential. The body is controlled by the mind. Train your mind to go beyond what feels possible. Then psychological warfare starts, using your effort and resilience to break the enemy's spirit. In Navy SEAL Hell Week, while others struggled to survive, David went harder. He used pain as a weapon, doing more than expected, even when exhausted. His goal? To take souls, show others that nothing could break him. Key takeaway: when you're broken but still rise, you gain power over those who doubt or oppose you. David realized mental strength wasn't something you're born with, it's built. He trained his mind like a muscle, layering discomfort, pain, and challenges until he became mentally armored. This helped him survive multiple hell weeks and unimaginable physical tests. He learned that suffering, when chosen, makes you stronger. Build a callous mind. Through voluntary discomfort, you grow resilient. Goggins ran his first 100-mile race without proper preparation, just mental will. He nearly destroyed his body, but learned an important lesson. Success isn't about medals. It's about testing your limits. The pain taught him more than any prize could. True victory is internal, about how far you're willing to go when everything hurts. Afterwards, David talks about his battle with self-doubt. He explains the cookie jar concept, a mental collection of all the times you overcame pain, difficulty, or fear. When life gets hard, you reach into the cookie jar to remind yourself of what you've already conquered. It's how you silence the inner critic. Your past victories are fuel. Use them to win future battles. David emphasizes that greatness is not about natural talent. He wasn't the fastest, strongest, or smartest, but he worked the hardest. He became an ultra runner, SEAL, and world record holder through grit alone. He believed that anyone willing to suffer and put in the work could outperform the gifted. Consistency and effort beat talent when talent doesn't work. Even among elite warriors, David wanted to stand out. He trained harder, pushed further, and expected more from himself. He talks about not settling for being great in a group of greats, but to become the elite of the elite. Never settle. Always find the next level. David failed the SEALs test, races, and physical challenges multiple times. But each failure taught him more than success. He embraced failure, not as something to avoid, but as something necessary to become who he wanted to be. Embrace failure. It's the only way to truly grow. Finally, Goggins challenges the reader to live with no regrets. Ask yourself, what if I tried harder? What if I didn't quit? He shares his vision of his future self, the version of him that fulfilled all potential. His mission, become that person, no matter the cost. Don't live with what if in your mind. Take action now to avoid regret later. If you found this valuable, make sure to subscribe for more book summaries and life-changing insights.